Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode. I think this is going to be maybe the best intro one, because we're just about to watch two hell engines slam into each other. We're going to get into a big fight, and there's going to be wrecking balls and javelins. Yeah. It's going to be a whole goddamn thing. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, everybody. How's everybody doing? I spent all morning just listening to trashy rockabilly songs and thinking about how cool it's gonna be to get to monster truck rally. Monday. Only the Avernus Superdome. It's nice. The dungeon fuckers. So hello everybody. Hi. Hello. Dave, you had a story that you wanted to share and you were waiting to share it with us. Please tell me about your imaginings. You were saying you were thinking about the vehicles. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. It's not really a story. It's just werpigs driving a tank reminds me of Sparkster Rocket Knight Adventures for the
Yeah.
They're all mechanized pig warriors, and I've been since I said that I've been trying to find a sprite sheet that's got that boss on it.
Mm-hmm.
But they have every other boss in the game, but nobody ripped for the stage 1 sub boss.
My imagine. I think I mentioned this, but my thinking for the Gorguts gang is if Mad Max was made by Jim Henson, that's what they would look like. They're big Muppet dudes. Yeah. And you only ever see them from the waist up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. It's so good though. And I guess that's the fun thing about one of the fun things about playing a role-playing game, right? Is that you describe something and people will build that image in their head based on all the games and movies and TV shows and comics they've ever experienced.
I have a mental image of a warthog, post-apocalyptic warthog driving a mechanized thing, but I'm not sure where it's from, but I can see it in my mind.
Right.
I know I have seen that exact thing.
The problem is that the vision that I have of this is probably much more cool than in actuality. It would probably just be Miss Piggy, right? And the other
See, I was thinking a weird post-apoc version of Poco Rosso,
yeah. There you go.
See, I just keep thinking of I don't have the pig thing down or the wereboar thing down, but I remember when Adam, when you and I were watching Moana, and they were talking about how the boats at sea with those tiny little weird creatures were actually inspired by Mad Max.
Yes, yeah.
And because we always think of this as a Saturday morning cartoon, I'm just imagining Saturday morning cartoon version of Mad Max.
Yeah. I saw a lot of Bebop and Rocksteady references. Which also good fit if you want a punk wereboar. That's the one. There is official art of Raga Draga, but he just looks like a fantasy character. He's got a maul and some metal armor and it's not that it's bad art. It's just that I think that the things we were imagining in our head are already better.
We're in a different zone. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the art in the game is pretty counter anachronistic. You don't see a lot of I changed the way Mad Maggie looked to make her more like a biker mechanic, right? A lot of that is figuring out your own aesthetic for the campaign and then applying it to the game as you describe that stuff. But then the challenge as a player is people will imagine what they want to imagine, and you kind of have to just get them in the right neighborhood. Yeah.
I feel there's a disproportionate amount of cartoon or cartoonish evil pig characters who use technology. Now I'm thinking about it. I've got my Rocket Knight. I'm thinking of one of the bosses in Ni no Kuni is that as well.
The bad guys from Mother 3 are all pigs or pigmen. Yep. I think it's because pigs are funny and they're easy to vilify. Yeah, Ganon obviously is a big pig villain. Yeah.
Yeah, but even Animal more specifically, just
hey,
mechanical.
The pigs were the good guys. Okay, I understood Animal. Yeah. You see barreling towards you, a metaphor. Except that unfortunately, Raga Draga and his friends, they are also two legs. They have become bad. They would have been exiled from Animal Farm. Yeah, that's right. And Jeeves in chat pointed out that I did this myself. The bad guys in Womb of Night are space cops called the Narc, and they're all pigmen. So, yep, it's an easy angle, I guess.
Wow, Womb of Night, what a callback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Came first, though?
Yeah, I feel
Calling
like
cops
someone
pigs
must have
or
originated
calling
it.
pigs as bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, and then it just perpetuated.
I'm not sure the origins of those two, right? Because it does seem like, what's the etymology? When was the first time someone called an officer of the law a pig? I'm
I
not
was gonna
sure.
say, like Google that.
So there's an entire Wikipedia page of police related slang terms. For
Also, let's not forget the green pigs and Angry Birds.
Yeah.
I mean,
Villains.
true.
Let's not forget
True.
them.
I would like to forget them, but yes, that's true.
When I
Well, I mean, are we missing? We're missing the
that
core.
Was literally the first.
I
thing
feel
that
like
came
there
to
must have been like a B-movie science fiction movie that had pigmen,
How? Okay, can I just?
and that's what started it.
The fact that we have forgotten orcs completely on Dungeons and Dragons' own channel seems weird to me.
I never forgot orcs. We were just talking about pigs.
Because but orcs used to be pigmen back in the day, right?
I mean, yeah, but they were orcs.
But they're still
Depends
pigs.
if you're Western or Japanese.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness. There is a list of fictional pigs in literature, comics,
I mean, I feel like we're all forgetting
animation,
Mm.
greatest villain.
music,
That guy.
television, video games.
Charlotte would have lived without him.
I know,
Meddling
right?
ass pig. Yeah, Gamorreans too from Star Wars. They're villain
Definitely
pigs.
was one in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
they're
they're
definitely-
villains.
Twilight Zone.
I don't think they
There's a
have
whole
the
Twilight Zone
intellectual
episode as well.
capacity to choose
Yeah.
evil.
I think
Gamorreans are at best neutral.
Well, so here's the thing: is
evidently
you're right.
in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there was an anthropomorphic mutant warhog named Bebop.
Yes, yeah. That's who we were
Yeah,
talking about. Bebop
that's
and
what we're
Rocksteady. Yeah.
referencing.
That's where we
Yeah.
got this whole conversation started from. Yeah, I still think of, and I'm not really sure why I still think of orcs as like pigmen. Like I think of Gamorreans and orcs as being very similar in my head, but I also know that a lot of people, their first view of orcs is either D&D itself, like or these editions of D&D, or or Peter Jackson orcs, which are not pig-like at all. Yeah.
Don't forget people who saw orcs in Warcraft first.
That's true. They're just green humans.
They're just very roided out green.
Big green humans. Yeah, Warhammer, World of Warcraft orcs. Yeah, similar jam. That's true. That's a good point. I don't know. They're pig.
This
they're
is a
pigmen
very
to me.
thorough Wikipedia article. about-
What?
Did you know for a long time, and I don't think it's true anymore, but for a long time, the longest Wikipedia article in all of Wikipedia was monsters from second edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Really? That was
It was the
longest
longest
one?
Wikipedia article for like a really long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why was it so long? Was there a lot of monsters or was it just details?
Yes, there were. So you know how we have the monster manual,
Yeah.
and then we have monsters in other books.
Yep.
They used to release in second edition D&D. You would buy a binder, like a 3-ring binder, big thick 3-ring binder, and they would release monstrous compendiums, which were sheets of hole punched monster stats that you would then insert into your ongoing monster compendium binder. I don't have my. I think mine got that weird
this
thing
was-
where the plastic got all yellow and crackly and broke.
This was before people thought fantasy IPs were worth litigating over, so you could just be like, everything you want, just
Yeah, just
wholesale,
bullshit
put
wholesale.
it in D&D.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's how it used to be. And there were by the time second edition D&D had finished its run, there were so many spells and so many monsters. Like those two things. They released, I think, 6 or 7 different full-size books of just spells.
Oh God.
So
Yeah, back
so
when,
glad
back,
we're not
back,
playing
back
second
when we
edition.
had to sink in the entire kingdom and change the timeline in its entirety to cut the power level down.
that's right. Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Level 10 spells, no more.
No more of that. Yeah, I think like canonically they're toast now, but you would find them in Dark Sun or Netheril. Yeah.
Netheril, yeah.
Yeah, and in Dark Sun they were like hybrid psionic powers / spells. Like you had to be a level whatever 20 psionicist and a level 20 wizard to be able to cast him.
The Netherese stuff was like, it was like the kind of magic that now in D&D is like the magic of legend, quote unquote. Like
mhm.
the stuff all the cool wizards want to find is Netherese stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a whole list because I've been curious about this particular thing. I'm not seeing it, but there's no corpse explosion spell.
I think my
I
favorite
think we need one.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite like spell that I can remember from the really older stuff was in one of the Elven.
Oh yeah, elf magic was all fucked up too. Yeah.
So the magic,
mythal.
The magic that the Sun Elves used to kill 90% of the Star Elves with like a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Is my favorite piece of magic because they did it and then immediately went, oh no, we shouldn't have done that. That was a bad idea. And now there is a gang of Sun Elf assassins where if you try and research that spell or anything about how that happened, a week later, you're dead.
Yeah.
That's so interesting and like funny and not realistic because human beings nuked a city and then like a couple days later just did it again.
It turns out if you have a near infinite amount of time to wonder if you should or shouldn't do something, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Like, I'm 1,000 years old and I think we should nuke the whales. What do you think, Thranduil? Yes, I think we should nuke the whales. Fuck them.
Good idea. But yeah, I like the idea that there's like this cadre of assassins whose only job is to research wizards who are trying to nuke stuff and kill them.
There is a seed of a campaign there somewhere of the idea of like a human kingdom that's discovered some long forgotten magic, and then now they're being attacked by elves who are trying to like keep it a secret.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I think you
that's pretty
just
fun.
described Dragon Prince.
Did I? Is that a thing?
Like
I only watched the first
story.
I only watched the
to,
first
like,
couple
the Dragon
episodes.
Prince.
So.
Humans discover magic and the elves get mad about it because they're like, this is bad. You shouldn't use it.
There's really only two kinds of elves, in my opinion. There's sad elves and there's mad elves. You get that's it.
Sometimes they're both.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes they're sad because they're so angry. Yeah.
That sounds like me. That's probably why I've always wanted to be an elf. Sad or mad is pretty much my standard state of being.
How would you feel? How would you feel, my dear friends, about taking a very large piece of metal and slamming it at very high speeds into another large piece of metal? How do you feel about that? Should we do that?
Okay. I'm gonna do it right now, or can I do it after the show?
No, right now, right this moment. So,
okay, all right.
So just imagine, if you will, your favorite Rob Zombie song.
Meet me in an hour.
Jesus Christ. We need to finish this adventure. You can't
kill
each other.
We both have large pieces of metal that we can grab.
That also applies to swords.
We can find a truck too. Let's do some truck jousting.
So the beginning of this episode, as we fade in from our blazing heavy metal solo intro, the camera is low to the ground. We can see the blasted plains of Avernus. Maybe in the distance there's some mountains. We can see some stuff, but it's sort of blurry, and we can hear a sound that is a combination of like the low rumble of an engine and the wail of tormented souls powering that engine. And it gets louder and louder, and we can see a dust cloud approaching until the demon grinder that you now ride upon roars past us, like runs right over the camera and rips behind us. And then we can see in the distance another coming in at a collision course. Now, I've set up a map for this, and I looked and I couldn't find, but it's very, very niche. I was looking for an animated map that would rotate like a Flintstones background, like where we'd get the same thing, but I couldn't find one of those because they don't exist. So instead, imagine as we do this, imagine the demon grinder, unless Bryn decides to hammer the brakes, assume that it is constantly moving forward all the time. So the tokens on the map will be static, but consider that you're always moving forward unless you choose to, use some of your speed. And if you choose to move left or right during a turn, then I'll move everything else ahead as you kind of slow down. So we'll try to figure that out. Otherwise, I think probably the best thing to do is to roll initiative, but let me get you over to the token page first. And we will begin this ridiculous endeavor.
Oh, there's some animated. Ooh, nice.
All right, so this is our battleground, or it will be. I'm actually going to move you to the middle so we can see you. But assume that this is sort of the proximity around your vehicle, and that it's flying by at high speed basically all the time. And somewhere off in like this direction, because we had talked about you turning slightly, so you're kind of coming towards them. Let's say they're, I don't know, like 500 feet away. Let's start there, and you'll have some time as they approach. I was thinking mostly that Sosorovo, you probably have some spells that outrange the javelin launchers, right? Like you might have a couple of spells that are like longer range. What's magic
My
missile?
plan is still 500 feet of dimension door onto their own.
And that becomes the question of like, when do you want to do that? Because if you do it right now, you're going to spend like 4 rounds alone on the back of the vehicle.
Right. So the largest range on the dungeon fucker is 120 feet for those harpoon flingers. I don't know if anyone was managing those at this moment because Sosarova, you're on the wrecking ball.
Yeah, let's go through. So Bryn, you are driving, which means your main job. You'll still have your action because on your turn, unless you want to like perform a maneuver. You want to do like an Immelman or something, you're just driving, and then you can use your bonus action to activate the nitro boost to give it a dash action if you want, or you can do ramming if you want to try to slam into them as they approach. I'll mostly be calling on you to make reaction rolls, like if you get jostled or something to kind of hold things in place. And then Sathra, you want to position yourself if they're coming from like this direction. You're hanging off the side with your big ass sword in one hand, getting ready to dimension.
I'm getting ready to dimension door my ass over to their thing.
Okay, cool. And then November, you're sitting next to. Here, let me rotate the token because you're going this way. You're sitting next to Bryn, and you're controlling the chomper.
On the chomper, yes, but I think that because its reach is 5 feet and we're so far away, I would like to probably like try and move over the back of the vehicle and man the harpoon flingers.
Yeah, they're like kind of here, so you could be there.
Yeah. So
okay.
like while this episode starts and we get the like close up shot on that fan art that someone made of Bryn's face as she's driving the vehicle, then there's like to the side you get like the shift and focus, and November is like crawling out of the like front, looking like kind of like shaky and terrified, and being like, I'm just gonna go. Okay, this will be fine. And then like get to wherever the half cover is around the harpoon flingers and probably get ready.
Okay. So the harpoon flingers are like there's 2 of them. There's one on either side. They're a little bucket seat with the controls and then the harpoon out the end. And they're on a gimbal, right? They move back and forth and up and down, kind of like the turrets from the Millennium Falcon.
I was going to say, it's just like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And as soon as you kill somebody with them, you have to make a big noise, and then Bryn has to say, "Good shot, kid." Okay.
So, point of order.
Yeah.
I have meticulously checked through the rules of how this demon grinder works.
Yes.
And the rules of familiars, and there is nothing that says Miffles can't use the harpoon gun. Nothing. It doesn't make the attack action. It just operates it as an action, and familiars can do any action.
Familiars can't attack, and activating a gun is like, I didn't shoot him. I activated the gun. It counts.
It's not. It's that. In the action station rules, it's just an action. It's not an attack.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going to let Miffles activate the javelin launcher. It's just. It's completely
Dave,
outside the realm of possibility.
When you look at the black bear under actions, it has the attacks. So that's just the way that they lay out the character sheets.
Yes. Yeah. I will say this, that you are technically correct, but I'm going to have to, just for the sake of not giving you a free javelin shot every single turn for no cost, we're going to not. Miffles is not allowed to activate the javelin launcher.
Yeah, every NPC character sheet has actions and then underneath attacks.
So
for Roll20 here.
Technically the rules of this are pretty loose. They don't take into account things like firing arcs or, stuff like that. But you do have ammunition. There's 24 javelin shots total. And you can, like, for example, November, if you want to reach across and grab, like if you run out of ammo on your launcher, you can reach across and grab another one.
Mm-hmm. Or just go to the other launcher.
And then again, there's no like vehicle diagram where, the vehicle takes up X amount of space and you put yourselves on it. It's just a 4x4 block. But I assume, if we're thinking about it narratively, this chunk and this chunk are like the outside rigging, right? That's why I put Sathra there, because Sathra's hanging off of it. And then the actual vehicle is the interior stuff. And then I guess we should figure out which side. Bryn, do you prefer the demon grinder to be North American driver's side or European driver's side? Where is the steering wheel?
Fuck it. It's in the center. It doesn't make a difference to me. I actually have a really hard time thinking about cars if I don't picture myself in them because I learned to drive in England and now I drive in America. So wherever. It's fine. You put me in British, you'll be British.
You're good. Okay.
With a stick shift. You can do that.
Yeah. Oh my God, a stick shift.
I mean, obviously. Yeah, definitely a stick shift.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that this very fast Mad Max-esque vehicle doesn't even go twice as fast as a horse.
Right.
I know.
But we also know that trying to convert like running speed to miles per hour and all of that doesn't really work great. Sense. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Yep. Yeah. So let's roll initiative. I don't think the Demon Grinders don't have their own initiative. But we should talk about thresholds. So if a vehicle takes less than 10 damage, nothing happens. Anything less than 10 damage just bounces off of it. If you
makes sense.
If you deal 11 damage, you deal the full 11 damage. Right?
So they have like DR10 or whatever.
Yeah, it's not quite. It's a damage threshold because I tried to figure out the rule. It's not. It doesn't subtract from damage. It's anything less than that doesn't count. But 11 is the full 11 and onward. If it takes 20 damage or more in a single hit, then a mishap occurs. Cool. And we'll deal with those as we go. Also, part of the reason why we need to know where everybody is the helm gets 3/4 cover, the chomper gets half, the wrecking ball gets half, and then so do the harpoon flingers.
Also point out that this makes more sense because she's right-handed, so I can draw my mace and like joust along the side.
Yeah. And for boarding.
Hold on. You drive me closer. I want to hit them with my mace levels of driving.
I've got javelins.
So unfortunately, Bryn, your vehicle is too large to be able to do that from the driver's seat because if you look, this is adjacent. But if I don't know, let me grab a random monster here. Let's say
Lance.
If Mortlock Van Thamper jumps onto your vehicle, you can hit him with your action while still driving. Yeah, exactly.
Or
I'm just pointing out that's why they drive on that side of the road in England.
Yeah, exactly. So you can lean over with your mace and knock over.
Yeah, but also you want to turn your staff, your packed weapon into a lance.
Oh no.
Sick as hell.
A packed lance and a motorcycle.
Oh my God.
Dendar's Angels.
I think in
yes,
5e,
please give me a lance.
I think if I'm not mistaken, in 5e you can dual wield lances. For some reason.
Poke. All right.
Anyway,
so let me get the initiative tracker out here, and everybody get your initiative on there, and we will begin.
I think I roll. Not that it matters, but I would be rolling initiative with the vehicle stats, correct?
For the driver, I don't think so. Well, yeah, let me double check. So
you gave us the rules for driving.
You add your proficiency bonus to ability checks and saving throws using its ability scores. Mm-hmm. You can use an action to propel the vehicle up to its speed or bring it to a dead stop while it's moving. You can steer it along any course. I love that these infernal vehicles, if you die or bail out, Bryn, they will just continue moving at the same course and speed. They all have cruise control automatically built in.
Right, great.
As a bonus action, you can turn the machine on or off. If you turn it off, that everyone will go flying unless they're buckled in. You can, dash or disengage. Attacks of opportunity, once you've gotten within range, attacks of opportunity do count. So if you try to pull away, then there are opportunities to make those attacks. Okay. I don't see anything about rolling initiative with the...
Yeah, because it says ability checks, and initiative is an ability check, right?
Yeah, but the vehicle doesn't roll its own initiative.
Okay.
It doesn't have a turn, right? I'll be rolling for Ragged Draga and the Wereboars.
It is largely moot, but I wanted to check because my dex and the vehicle's dex is identical. Yeah.
You're about as dexterous as an enormous truck.
I really am. 1. I roll off to a great start.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this other crew on here, but they're not right there yet. Let's say you estimate 3 full rounds before they get within crashing range of you before they enter the map. So that means the
I'm
first.
so prepared.
So the first, let's say the first two, maybe the first two rounds are going to be out of range of the javelin launchers. Then there's a round of just javelins, and then they'll appear at the side of the map. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see here. November, it looks like. Do we have everybody? Oh, I don't have Sosorovo on the order.
Sorry, what did I?
Oh my god.
Oh, I just don't have you pasted in that order. Let me just add it again.
That's a 60-foot range. Can you imagine, just for 1 second, can you imagine if I cast darkness on the other car?
Well, they just drive right out of it, right?
Yeah.
No, because you can
cast it on an area.
You can cast it on an object.
Technically, the vehicles are not objects for the purposes of like spells and stuff like that.
Except some spells.
Except
there
some,
are very
yeah.
specific spells.
That's right.
Like, thinking of that.
If the point you
I
choose is on an
dispel their
object
car-
you are holding or one that isn't being worn or carried. So what about something on the vehicle?
Trying to cast a spell on like the tire of a vehicle is like trying to cast a spell
Can
on
I
somebody's
cast
hand instead of
darkness
their
on
body.
my towel and then throw the towel onto the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they wouldn't be able to see anything.
Well, they could pick the towel up and throw it away. Okay. And then Miffle's got a 4. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not sure what those.
No, it's okay. You got it.
Oh, Miffles is already on there.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Just
Okay. All right. So November. On turn 1, as you see them kind of like coming towards you. I got to roll for Lulu. What do you want to do?
I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay.
And that's duration of up to an hour. Let me just check. We had a fight last time, right? Or we used up some spells.
We've had a long rest since then.
We had a long rest.
No. Yeah. We chilled at Maggie's.
We just left Maggie's. Okay. I wanted
The
to check.
punitive DM in me wants to say if you can't remember, you don't have it. But make notes on your
I
character sheet.
refreshed
That's what they're for.
everything, so
I do make notes, but I just hadn't refreshed the spells first, evidently.
Yeah.
To be fair, sometimes things don't stick.
That's
if
true.
you do
Yeah,
it
depending
right.
on if you click the right thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So November, what are you gonna do?
I cast Armor of Agathis on myself at level 3. So I get 15 extra hit points. I believe. Both temporary hit points and the cold damage increase by 5. Okay, so I'm just gonna cover myself in Frosty Frost, and that'll be my turn.
Okay.
It's a shame that you can't cast it on other targets, because if you cast it on the car,
Yes.
when they tried to attack the car, it would get frozen. That'd be sweet.
It's like basically like the good version of casting Frostbite on myself.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Lulu is going to continue hovering near the vehicle, flapping her little wings as hard as she can. They're vestigial, so it doesn't matter. Sosorovo, they're at a range of like about 400 feet, give or take.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have my longest range spell is about 150 feet on this character. So I will likewise use a spell slot on. I can't remember if I showed you the new name of this one yet. Sosorovo's simultaneous Worth Neblin Simulacra.
Excellent. All right, so there are suddenly many Sosorovos, which is all anyone needed. There you go. Okay, cool. All right, so you got that. Oh, I should add, I don't need to add Armor of Agathis because it's not a concentration spell. But Sosorovo's, this one is.
Yeah, mine's not.
No, mirror image isn't.
Oh, it's not either. That's true. Okay, there you go. Good. Okay, all right. So now there are those, and you're gonna stay in the wrecking ball seat.
Yes, please.
All right. Now, Sathra, technically they're within range of your spell if you would like to disappear.
But I had an alternate plan.
Yeah.
Here's the alternate plan. If I fire arrows at them from here, it'll be a disadvantage and they'll have cover, but it's something I can do without putting myself at a huge amount of risk.
That's true.
And our Cursed Spectre doesn't have a range. It's just if I slay a humanoid, I can choose to.
Yeah, sure.
So if I can get one of the rats, I might be able to just make a specter over there and just ruin their day. So that's the plan.
I love it. I love it.
Okay.
So you would say if you created that specter over there, while they're on this vehicle, they might be a Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Get out.
Okay.
You're the worst.
All right. So I think this turn I'm just gonna fire.
Nicolas Cage appears and his head's on fire and everyone starts screaming.
This turn I'm just gonna fire some arrows.
Okay, and you're firing it at one of the rats?
A rat. This rat here. This boy.
Okay, yeah. Both rats are sitting in the javelin launcher,
That's what I figured.
just waiting to get a chance to fire them.
Okay, here we go. It's a disadvantage, so who knows, but we'll see. 10, no dice.
Okay.
And 19.
Let's see with the cover. 19. Did I say they have half cover?
Yeah.
Everyone except for the
+2. Okay, yeah, you hit.
Driver's seat, yeah.
You hit with the 19.
For 7 damage.
All right. Okay.
That's it.
And it hits one of them. Like you're kind of having to like squint because they're so far away.
Sathra just like holding onto the side of the thing with like her feet.
And you have to shoot in front of the vehicle so the arrow, because your arrows don't go as fast as a car, right? And you're like, that's a lot of complicated math to do. So you fire, and the were-rat gets hit by the arrow as you go. Cool. All right. Okay, so having come under fire, Ragadraga, we cut back to him. We see him. He's like standing up on the thing, looking out at you, and then he hits one of the other werebores on the back, and he shouts kind of into the wind. He's like, "Use the demon blood!" And the werebore nods. He's like, "All right, boss." And he reaches down, like hits the thing, punches a button, and you watch as their demon grinder kicks back up on its back wheels and just like rips across towards you. Yeah. So they'll take another move action. Meaning at the end of this turn, they'll be right at the edge of the map as they rush towards you. Cool. All right. The were-rats, they're not in range yet because we've only gone we've only gotten 2. So probably we just get the were-rats shouting like, Sir, we've got to get closer. And Ragadraga's like, what do you think I'm trying to do? And they like nod and like pull down their goggles and get ready to fire, get the little aiming reticles in your direction. Is Miffles gonna do anything? Okay.
Not as yet. No.
Okay. Bryn.
Right at the end. Are we going this?
Yeah, my assumption was that travel is this way.
Okay, so we're kind of like diagonal. I think I'm going to kind of turn it to be like I don't want to like straight up go into their faces, but kind of get us like going at that 45-degree angle.
Mm-hmm.
So turn us slightly.
Yeah.
Do we want a nitro? I feel like if Bryn turns around and be like, do we want to get closer or do we want to?
Not yet.
Okay. Then I will not nitro. And I have 2 ideas. One is may not work. But if I could get when they're within 60 feet of us, I could potentially command the driver to just stop. Because I have the command spell. So that's an option. Or I could cast Bless if y'all want some Bless.
It came to my attention that I can only cast Armor Back if this is a 2nd level spell.
Right, because it's not a spell, it's an ability.
Yeah, I fix it.
Yep, that's okay.
Bless, annoyingly in this situation, wouldn't work super well because the vehicle weapons don't use our stats.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Cool.
Yeah,
then I will just continue driving. I guess I'll have the vehicle. I think I can have the vehicle take the dodge action. And that doesn't
evasive driving.
Right? If I have the vehicle take the dodge action, I can do one of the following. Yeah. Oh no, dash or disengage.
Yeah, dash or disengage.
Yeah. I can't do evasive driving.
No.
All right. Well, that's my turn.
Okay. All right. So back to you, November. Currently, they are about 100 feet away.
Okay. Well, then that's within range. So if I can get my mouse on the appropriate computer, hello. I will, now that they're within range of the harpoon, I will harpoon flanger one target.
Okay.
I think that in my mind, it's okay. So you said that if Bren were to just jump out of the vehicle, it would still continue going at the same speed forward.
Yes, until it hits something.
Right.
Or if they hit you and you have no one in the driver's seat, the whole fucking thing is over.
Right. So, but my thought is like, if we go for the like driver who's under 3/4 cover, it doesn't really make sense because it won't actually stop the vehicle from driving.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're currently, their trajectory is currently basically this way. I guess they have to compensate a little bit. So they're also sort of going this way.
Right. And like these, the fellas on the sides are like, it's understandable that they would be the harpoon flingers.
Yeah. And I guess they're
Yeah, I was
in.
gonna say, are they in a bit more?
Yeah. And then Ragged is like up front.
Yeah, I will aim for one of the harpoon flingers then because they're also going to be likely to aim for us more quickly.
Okay. And the were-rats, now that they've had a turn, they're all just dodging because they can't fire, right? So they expect fire at you. So you'll have disadvantage, but you can still.
Right. So I don't know how to put disadvantage on the demon grinder, but I think it'll just do both when I click.
No,
right?
here's the thing about, let's double check the rules for attacking, right? So when you use the action, it can't be used again until the start of your next turn. Let's see, weapon stations. Each of the different weapons takes us a. So the thing is, like that +5, it doesn't have its own built-in aiming. So I feel like it's a missile attack using your stats. Right? Like
so it just gets a +5 to whatever I roll?
No, I don't know why it's put in there as an attack action, but the problem is that I don't know why it has a +5. Like it would be your ability to hit at a distance. The weapon isn't firing on its own, right?
I mean, maybe it is though. It's using its own strength and gears to
see. That's the thing though, is
you're
that
just aiming it.
Well, but so if you're an expert sniper, say you have like a +15 to hit.
Yeah.
Why would you get a +5 using the javelin instead of your own ability?
Because I think that
it's
makes sense for the
mounted on vehicle?
harpoons.
Yes,
I
for the
think
harpoons. Yeah.
melee weapons.
No, I think
You
that
can
the
use this
vehicle
thing.
has an automatic weapon that you're just like.
It's one or the other. We either agree that we just use the bonus of the vehicle, or we use our own bonus. In which case,
Isn't
some
it
people will be
made to
hindered.
have
Yeah, I would just use the ability from the weapon. Yeah, instead,
Okay.
because it's like a siege weapon.
Yeah,
then.
might
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I got it with disadvantage. That's an 11.
Okay. All right. So mark off a harpoon. You fire one. It spirals out, flies towards them, and I think Ragged Draga pulls on the wheel, and it thunks into the ground, and then disappears into the background.
Okay. So I mark that was an action.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Yes, that was your action. Yeah.
Okay. Then that's the whole thing because I can't take okay, I've got the harpoons marked down because I can't take like a bonus action dodge or anything like that. So I will just stand here looking at the very quickly approaching vehicle with very large eyes.
Okay. I'm just double checking the rules. Yeah, all it says is like some have their own attacks, and that's what you use. It just looks like that's the thing. Yeah, so it doesn't matter whether you're good or bad at it. It just, you use the number there.
Yeah.
So everybody firing javelins uses the same bonus, which is a bit wonky, but that's fine. Okay. All right. So the boars, one is on the chomper, the other is on the back. So they're going to, for now, until they close into range, which will happen on Ragged Draga's turn. Yeah, they're just going to take the dodge action. So they're hunkering down, getting ready to swing in when it gets to be there. There we go. Let me mark that. That guy. They're not actually at that distance yet, but they will be soon.
I mean, I figured. I was
Yeah,
just curious
on basically
what the
on.
map
They'll
feels.
start at the edge of the map on Ragged Draga's turn, and they'll end up right next to you shortly thereafter.
I feel like I want to try.
Okay.
Oh, I do have fireball.
So Lulu looks back at all of you and says again over the wind, and I guess she speaks like telepathically, so you hear it in your mind. She says, "Follow me, everybody. I'm going in for a strafing run." And she making airplane noises. She goes, and she turns, and like a little airplane, she flies down towards them, and then she's gonna blast everybody in the vehicle with her cone of sparkles.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So she just comes flying in and just flamethrowers them as they ride under her.
I'm just imagining, you know that GIF where instead of guns they have kittens?
Yeah, exactly. She's shooting rainbow out of her nose machine gun. Okay, so let's roll Trumpet of Sparkles. And so we got to make a bunch of saving throws. So let's do the boss first. These are con saves, and he has disadvantage because he's evil. Okay, all right, here we go. So Raga Draga gets a 13. The Were-Rats get a 12 and a 5. So far, everyone's failed. Can she hit everybody? I think if she's far enough away, she might be able to. What's the shape of a 30-foot cone?
It's the shape of a 30-foot cone.
Yeah, right. And it's 6 at the end. So she could do 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, she could hit all of them if she does it far enough away that it gives a little bit of spread range. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So she hits everybody, including the grinder itself. So I'll roll for that too. But let me finish with the 2 werebores. Okay. So at disadvantage, 1, 2. So 14 and 9, and then the vehicle itself makes a con save at regular because it's not evil. It's just a machine. It gets a 5. Okay, good. That's easy for me.
I said about 8 as well, but everyone's like, no, evil.
Everything fails. Listen, 8 was a different kind of machine. So let's roll that damage. It is 4d8 plus 4.
Roll high, roll high, roll high.
More than 10.
Okay, 15. Yes, so it does damage to their grinder. Doesn't cause a mishap. Everybody takes 15 damage. And all the were-rats and the boars just start like shouting in confusion and annoyance. Somebody yells, "I've got sparkles on me!" And then the other one's like trying to wipe them off, like, "Oh God, they're in my eyes!" And the vehicle swerves slightly, but continues forward. And Lulu has enough movement to go and do that, and then like end up back here. I think so. She makes a bombing run and then curves back around and looks down at everybody like, "I did it." All right.
Sure did.
So now, Sorovo, it is your turn.
Right, sweet deal. I've been turned around a little bit. So in terms of positioning on the thing, we kind of don't care about facing, do we? Like, I could use the wrecking ball theoretically to attack them if we're driving side on. Or do they have to be behind us?
Yeah, there's no, because again, D&D base doesn't have facings, so you can hit anything. I think the idea is that it's on an arm and a chain, and the arm is wide enough that you could whip it around in front of the car too.
Sweet deal.
Like, I think the range, what is the reach on it? 10 feet?
Yeah, I think it is 15 feet.
Okay, so the range,
which would give it enough to cover itself, kind of.
Yeah, that's the range of the wrecking ball.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I am manning the wrecking ball for my action. I will hold my action to when the opposing demon grinder gets into range, hit him with the wrecking ball.
Okay, so you want to hold until then? Okay.
Hold.
Yeah.
Hold.
Right. And the thing is, you would have to. It's not like the javelins where you're like tracking them, and then as soon as they enter your reticle, you fire. You have to start spinning it up so that it has momentum when they show up. So the vehicle, once Sorovo starts to kick off the spinning wrecking ball, the vehicle starts wobbling back and forth slightly as the ball kind of like gives it some centrifugal force.
Yeah,
so
it's fishtailing a little bit.
Yeah, right? So the thing is wobbling, and this enormous hell iron ball is spinning around. Cool. All right. Sathra, what do you want to do?
So I have two options. One of those options is to get my greatsword out because right now I got my bow and it'll take me a turn to swap.
Yep.
And then get ready to Misty Step over to the other thing next turn because it'll be in range.
Yeah.
I won't need to use a whole turn dimension dooring. Or alternately, we hope the were-rat I've been shooting at is soft enough that if I hit him again, he might die.
He did just get sparkle blasted.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. And I hit him for 7 last turn. So it's like 21, 22 total. I might be able to kill him, but I don't know for sure.
I think you'd probably need to hit both times.
Yeah.
What's your average damage?
It's like 10.
Yeah, I don't think he's dying this turn.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think they have more than 40 health, so you can probably do it.
I don't think they do either, but at any rate, I will have to spend a turn getting my greatsword out at some point.
Yeah, so you want to do that?
So wait, what does so there's no action economy or speed on the specter raising?
No, it's a
nope,
byproduct.
Just when I slay a humanoid enemy.
And then what does the specter do?
It is a specter as per the monster manual, and it has bonus attack based on my charisma, and it also gets bonus health based on my warlock level.
Well, if you think about it, if you jump onto their car with a greatsword, kill one of them, and it immediately becomes a specter, and then you can back-to-back duel with your specter.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I think that's the way to go. So what we're gonna do is this turn, we're just going to change the bow into a greatsword and get ready to board next turn.
Can you pre-bonus action Hex now so you can Misty Step next turn?
Yes. So I turn the sword into a greatsword, or I turn the bow into a greatsword. I hex the rat across the way, and then I wait.
Okay. All right. Let's find a good hex icon for this guy. There. That'll do. Okay. All right. So you hex the rat. We see this, like it cuts over to their vehicle, and I think this is shot with like a ton of smash cuts back and forth. So we see Sathra given the fucking evil snake eyes, and then we cut over, and one of the were-rats like grabs his head, and he's like, "Oh, boss, I don't feel so good." And Ragged Dragon turns around, and he's like, "Shut up and man those guns!" And they're like, "Yes, boss." And he like jumps back on the thing, and we see the kind of like purplish like aura around him as he like tries to shake off the hex. Okay, and then you change to your sword. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I swap the bow to the great sword, and I get ready to Misty Step once they're close enough, basically.
All right. So, Ragged Dragon. Now the question becomes: do they just slam into you as hard as they can, or do they get within range?
Before that happens, they have to roll 80-20.
Why is that?
Because they use the demon boost. And if you're boosting,
oh yeah, that's right.
You roll a thing. If you roll a 1, which I was very disappointed to see I didn't have a portent 1, because it would have been hilarious.
Oh, that's really useful for
engine
portent.
Would explode.
That's really, really useful. Yeah. Okay. So they got a 9. So their vehicle is groaning and complaining. You can hear the individual screams of the engine now that they're close enough. And there is just black and green smoke pouring out of the back of it as the last of that stuff goes. And then, yeah, they're gonna drive within attack range. So,
oh baby,
let's You have spellcasters. I'm trying to figure out how smart Ragged Drag is. No, you know what? He's just gonna screw it. We're just gonna drive right into you. So
he's a werewolf.
Exactly. They're the Gorguts gang. They're not gonna play it smart. So they will just drive right in your direction. Now let me look at the rules for ramming, because if they use another Demon Ichor boost, then they can go ramming speed here. Let's see. Crashing. When an infernal war machine crashes into something that could reasonably damage it, such as an iron wall or another vehicle of its size, the vehicle comes to a sudden stop, which I don't think in this case. Okay, so if they slam you, both vehicles take 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 10 feet they moved since their last turn. Jesus Christ.
So they'd be wrecking their own shit.
Yes, yeah. They just slam into you, and both vehicles take the same amount of damage.
They'll also get hit by a wrecking ball first.
And then each creature on both vehicles have to make strength saves.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, screw it. All right. So they just drive into you. So First thing that
smack
happens,
him
they get within range of Sosorovo, and then you get to swing the wrecking ball around to try to hit them before they crash into you. Hot
Nice.
damn! So the wrecking ball gets a crit. Sosorovo just.
Fuck yeah.
So the thing is whipping around in circles, and it slams into the front of the Gorguts grinder. As it crashes in your direction, you're gonna deal double, quadruple damage.
Quadruple damage.
Yeah.
Wait, is the vehicle an object or structure?
Yes.
Yes,
it
the vehicle is an object or
But you
structure.
just said it wasn't an object for
No,
Dirkman.
it's again, and remember what Dave said after that. It's an object for certain circumstances, but not others. Like you can't cast a spell on the whole vehicle if it requires. Yeah, I know.
Feels good.
You can make
I
that
think in
face
that
all you
instance,
want,
the
but
vehicle
remember,
could-
any trick you want to pull, I could do it to you too. So
Yeah, the vehicle could also be argued as an object that's being held and therefore is not a
Yes.
target for certain those spells. where it could
yeah.
be-
So I also have to roll.
Dave, let us see this
For their
wrecking
second-
ball.
Okay, so they don't blow up their engine, but it might not matter. You might slam them with the wrecking ball. Okay.
No, let's roll the damage.
Yeah,
and
roll
then
that damage.
Chat wants me to do Sosorovo voice, Miley Cyrus. So we'll see about that. So that is
Holy shit!
63.
And that's half the damage.
126 damage.
Oh wow!
I think the crash might just kill the vehicle then.
This might.
So I think probably that what'll happen is instead of crashing into you, they'll like haul hard on the wheel. And so instead of crashing headlong, they will pull up a side because it doesn't make any goddamn sense for them
Yeah.
to crash into you
They-
after you just
Could
did that
they
much damage.
Could they stop it?
Yes.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to roll the mishap now, right?
Well,
Yeah.
so yes, they're first of all, it takes a bunch of damage. Then they need to roll a mishap. Then they can finish their turn. And the wrecking ball hit them technically when they were, I don't know how to select this without selecting you as well. But basically they were here, right? Or even here
Yeah.
when they got
Yeah.
hit. So let me move them all back, and then
Yeah.
we'll go from there. All right, Ragadraga.
All right,
Yes,
mishap
buddy.
time.
Okay, all right. So the front of their vehicle is coming in. The wrecking ball swings around and deals a whopping 126 damage as it slams into the front of it. Chunks of infernal iron go flying. I think your vehicle like tips up on one side and slams back down because the ball hits it and it pulls all of that momentum in.
All the weight.
And then so slow-mo, all this shit's flying everywhere. The ball continues its arc as it blasts through the front of the vehicle. And then mishap table, right? So
D20, yeah. Do you want to roll it or shall I?
I will roll it here because I have a macro.
Absolutely.
Okay.
20.
It
20,
suffers the
20.
following mishaps. Let's see here. This infernal machine gets the following mishap. Flip.
Yes, it's a 20!
The vehicle flips over, falls prone, and comes to a dead stop in any unoccupied space. Any unsecured creature must make a DC 20 saving throw or be thrown off, landing prone in a random unoccupied
that's
space
so
within 20
good.
feet. So you hit the thing and it just flies up off the ground in slow motion. All of the Muppets are shouting like "Bruh!" as they fly off the vehicle, trying to cling to it.
So, is there any creature that's considered inside the vehicle? Is that
Amazing.
the driver?
All of them.
All of them. They're all inside in that they're on stations.
They're on the
Yeah.
vehicle.
No, it's some on the outside of the vehicle, which
No.
you said that the harpoons were on the outside.
No, but that's still a station. Like you're sitting in with you're buckled in. Yeah. So
Okay,
they're not gonna get thrown free because they're all in a station. Ragadraga's driving, the werebores are operating the biter thing and the wrecking ball, and the two are in the javelins. There's nobody clinging to the outside of the car.
Oh, so if say Sathra had been over
Yes, Sathra would have
Okay.
counted as the being thrown off.
there.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's a really good thing I didn't teleport over there
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah,
than
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So what's cool is that on because we move the vehicle on the driver's turn, Bryn, on your turn, you're gonna go 100 feet past them.
God damn it.
But if you want to, as part of your turn, this is where you get to do the sick fucking e-brake turn, where you just jam on the brake and whip it around as hard as you can, and then go run them over.
I'm over.
So, because they're all going to be like
that's
trapped
kind of the
under the
plan,
vehicle.
yeah.
Okay. So the vehicle flips over. It is now prone. They're going to all have to struggle to try to turn it over if they ever want to get back into it, because it can't right itself. Let's see.
I
need to-
don't think they can.
You know
Is
what?
that
Right.
I
It
watched
weighs
enough-
12,000 pounds. So
I watched enough of the robot wrecking TV show, and I learned that OP strats, your robot needs to be able to flip itself back
Right?
over.
Absolutely.
It's very flip heavy, the meta.
Between season 3 and season 4, when the reign of Chaos 3, like the ultimate robot came in, they had to start putting that in because it's so effective.
Because flip strats were the thing.
I was going to say,
I
was about to say, people don't realize it, but yes, even BattleBots had a meta. Okay, all right, so the Infernal War Machine, it flips over, nobody makes the strength save to be thrown off, but everybody inside is immediately knocked prone, and then they have to make strength, they make strength
sings, I came in like a wrecking ball.
It's beautiful.
Now I'm gonna kill you all.
Suddenly Sosorovo's naked for some reason. It's very exciting. All right. So let's see. Prone.
Sosorovo's naked, but their hat is so big that you can't tell.
Yeah.
All right. Prone. They're all prone. They don't get a save against that. They're just going to take some more damage. I feel like that were-rat may, depending on how I roll, may just be dead. He might be crushed.
Yeah, might well.
Poor bastard.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. You can move the hex, right? So, okay. So these guys.
I swear to God, I just want to spect.
They get flipped. The vehicle crashes, and then comes to a dead stop. DC 15 save or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage. Okay. Strength save. Ragadraga. Were-rat. Werebore.
My mirror images really badly trying to harmonize with me.
Your backup dancers. Yeah. All right. So Jesus. I got an 18, a 19, an 18, a 9, and a 7. So only the werebores fail. So they're going to take 3d6 bludgeoning on both the... Oh, so it's not saved for half. So the were-rats, the cage around the javelin launcher takes the blow, but they don't take any damage. The were-rat is still alive, Sathra.
Not for long.
All right, the werebores both take 9. Now here's a question.
I bet I know what it is.
I bet you do too. I think we've had this conversation. So werebores are immune to bludgeoning weapons, bludgeoning attacks that are not magical. So I think they just don't take any damage because gravity isn't magic.
That sounds.
But the car is magical.
But it's not the car doing the damage, right? It's not squishing. It's weird because it's sourceless bludgeoning damage. Like the ground is kind of doing it. But remember,
arguably they're in the vehicle, so they're hitting something in the vehicle. It's like when you hit.
But it's on attack, right? But here's the other thing. If we use another adventure as a precedent, the Arcturus's girlfriend wouldn't climb heights. She was afraid of heights.
The one who was afraid of heights but couldn't die to them
because she was afraid that she would die. Because were creatures. Right? That's exactly what we're talking about. Do they suffer falling down? I hate that. I don't think that hitting the ground causes you damage if you're immune to bludgeoning damage. So they're not going to.
That's cool. I don't mind
I'm fine with that ruling.
Still sufficiently fucking
part
cool.
Of the bizarre world of D&D. So let's do it.
The weird thing is that
doesn't make. You mean falling, so like she shouldn't take damage from falling because it's non-magical bludgeoning?
Falling is non-magical bludgeoning damage. If gravity damage was a type of damage, then sure, but it's really silly. Yeah, it's a very silly thing. Yeah. Immune to bludgeoning weapon attacks.
They have shock absorbers so that you can't take damage from because it doesn't go through your skin because your hide is.
Well, I just don't understand the difference between punching someone in the face and them falling and hitting their face on the ground. Right?
It would be really weird because if they jumped from a high place, since they're immune to bludgeoning damage, they would also be immune to the impact of falling. So they'd just stand. They wouldn't bend their knees when they fell. They just fall and be standing.
And fall into the ground. Yeah. Yeah. Like if falling dealt force damage, sure, but it doesn't. Yeah. And the ground isn't magic. Anyway, it's very silly. We've had this conversation before. Technically, yes, their ability says non-magical attacks. So I guess in that case, if you want to kill a werebore, push him out a window. So silly. So silly. Yeah.
Who knows?
But yeah,
It's-
I guess in that case, because it's attacks and not just all damage of that type, then I guess we'll deal them the damage.
Whatever. It
Yeah,
doesn't-
that makes sense. If it specifies
Yeah.
non-magical,
It's still very
it's
silly,
an
but
attack.
yeah, falling should be its own different kind of damage or something. But yeah, it's weird that they're immune to attacks. So like, I guess if you had something heavy fall on them, but you didn't cause it to fall on them, like you have to kill them with an anvil, not with a sword.
So Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, Wile E. Coyote is a werewolf hunter.
It's in a very dark way, and I'll just CW it for a second. Like, they couldn't hurt themselves
Yes, yeah.
if they wanted to. Unless they've got, because I like boars and rats, I don't think have the magical claws, but they do have the defense, so they can't ever hurt
Well,
themselves.
I mean, the reasoning
like,
behind this,
hair.
the reasoning behind the resistance is that in mythology you had to kill a werewolf with silver, right? That's how that goes. But the story isn't about, and then we coincidentally made it so that the werewolf fell 100 feet into a canyon and then they died. Like that's not. It's weird. Silvered ground. All right, so it is still Ragadraga's turn. So he used a bonus action.
And what a turn it was!
Yeah, he used the bonus action to accelerate. He is going to, and again, this is the weird start and stop thing. Technically, you only move. You move 100 feet on Bryn's turn, and then don't move at all.
Well, because it's everything happening simultaneously, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
It's so hard it cancelled all of its forward momentum. It
Well,
just
no,
stopped.
it canceled yours because
Right.
technically you'd immediately just fly past them because they suddenly stop and flip over. So
Just don't think about it.
don't think about it. Let's just not worry about it.
Let's not ruin the cool thing that's happening.
Well,
by
okay,
thinking
you
about
say
it
that,
more than
but
we have to.
you say that, but because of the rules and because Ragadraga still has the rest of his turn, he can get up and climb onto your vehicle. Because you're still within range.
When does the mishap happen?
Didn't he just use an action to like?
He used a
move the
bonus
whole-
action. No, the vehicle just moves on its own. It's only changing course. So
Okay, if changing course takes an action, then him
he didn't change course.
No.
They were going towards
He
you.
went straight.
He used a bonus action to boost. Immediately the thing got flipped over. He lost half his move. He still has his move
Okay, but
and his
stopping
regular
the-
action.
stopping the movement, is that like
Nope, doesn't take
an
away his
action?
turn. So I think the only way we can flavor this is that he goes flying and lands on your vehicle.
I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Into it.
you smash the thing. The vehicle goes flying. All of the other guys get pinned underneath, but Ragadraga sees it coming and he's like, like this. And he grabs his weapon and he jumps in the air as the vehicle gets slammed. He gets thrown 20 feet, lands, grabs onto the vehicle, and then I think takes a swing at the closest
I also
person.
think it's like our vehicle is going straight and theirs flips like in the same direction that
in
we're
the air
traveling in.
over us,
So,
and
and
it's
then
the slow mo. Yeah.
So yeah, he throws himself over here and
Gonna try and do the Deadpool thing.
and
See
he
if he
lands.
just gets shot a bunch.
let me see I wonder if I have art for him. You know what? It's fine. Just imagine him.
there-
He's cool.
Yeah. Is
like
there
a,
like
I feel like he
Sorry,
might.
Dragon.
It does make sense to me though that to get on our vehicle, he would need to spend an action.
So there's
Climb
no
on
there's no rules for mounting a vehicle.
okay, but like in terms of there's
no,
Are there
it's, so
rules
there
for
are rules for
there's
for
rules determining like you have to jump over
Let me
something.
finish.
Like you roll
Let
an
me
athletics
finish.
check.
yes. So there are rules for it if you're jumping from vehicle to vehicle. But in this case, like I could make an athletics check, but the game gives you it gives you no advice on how hard it should be. It's an optional thing. You can just be like, as long as they could, with their strength, as long as they could make a jump of that distance already, there's no reason to worry about it. In the same way, like Sathra, you can leap as long as it's within jumping distance if you felt like it, right?
Would I feel like the difficulty here is like if we were both going the same.
Okay,
speed.
but again, don't use the narration. He's not technically jumping. He's technically getting up, walking 10 feet, and climbing up onto your vehicle.
Yeah.
That's
except
it.
for our vehicles going 100.
No, but it's not. You're not moving. You only move on Bryn's turn. So
we can't apply reality to this.
Do not try to apply the things that I'm describing in the fiction. Do not apply the rules to those, because I'm just trying to make it seem fun, when really it's like you hit him, everything stops, he gets up, walks 10 feet, climbs up on your thing, you stay parked. 18 seconds later, Bryn takes off and goes 100 feet in a second. It just doesn't make any goddamn sense. So in this case, he ends up on your vehicle and starts swinging around with his weapon.
Well, but I think that like the idea is you as a GM get to determine whether an athletics or acrobatics check is necessary based on the fiction.
No, not based on the fiction, based on the rules. And in this case, there's nothing to me that indicates that it would be difficult for him.
Isn't it? Like
rules first, explain the fiction based on the rules, right? And again, I'm saying I would be applying the same thing if it was somebody else. Like it's just he's doing it. This is the thing.
Okay.
So he flies across, grabs onto the vehicle. Let me see if he has to do a dash action. What's his movement rate? It is.
I hope everybody knows my plan is still kill all 4 other guys. I don't know if you know this guy.
So if he's here and he's prone, he gets up and then moves 5, 10, 15. Okay, so that is his move. And then with his action, he doesn't have his bonus action. He's gonna just take an attack with his maul. Now, Bryn, you have 3/4 cover, right? Because you're in the driver's compartment. Okay, so an easier target is November. So he's gonna take a swing.
She's got her pumped up AC now, so the half cover might do it.
Yeah,
he might kill himself by attacking Armor of Agathis, which is always hilarious.
That would be awesome.
I don't think so. It's only 5 damage.
Oh,
because I could only cast it level 2.
Okay.
Would have been fun though.
Yeah.
All right. So he is going to take a swing. So he gets a first swing on November. I get a 17.
And what does the half cover give me? Oh, it's not enough anyway. I have an 18 armor class.
You get +2 to your armor class. So your armor class is
20 right now.
20. Yeah. So he misses, or he hits you, but I think he hits the outside of the armature that's kind of protecting you. So it bounces off, and he snarls and tries to hit you again. Let's see here.
I'm just flashing forward into the future where he gets point blank harpoon gun through the chest.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. So he takes another swing, and he can't get at you. So you're like ducking and hiding, and he's like banging away at the metal cage and snarling and shouting about his precious grinder. And
I'm just like, am I still able to have a shield equipped and fire this harpoon gun?
No, the javelin, it's 2 hands.
Okay. Well, then my AC is 18 in total.
Okay. All right. With cover.
With the cover, it's 18. Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So the were-rats, they are going to get up as their movement, and they're going to move out from under the rubble.
That's it. Move into the road.
Let's see. And then do they have missile weapons on them? Wow, they have hand crossbows. All right, they will shoot hand crossbows.
Sweet dude.
All right, so where at takes a shot at probably at Bryn at this point because you're the closest. This is not going to go well for this guy. Pew! 9 bounces off the windshield. Okay, and then the other where at same thing, crawls out this side. Boss, the grinder got flipped. Boss. So he gets up and he's gonna shoot at Sathra because she's the only target.
Yep.
You know, it's one of those things. Like I've done vehicle combat in GURPS before, and if you think this is fiddly, whoo baby, you're calculating meters per second in that.
I mean, I did
combat.
it in Shadowrun, and that's...
Do it, Adam. Hit me. Do it.
No, he misses.
Oh, damn it! I was gonna hellish rebuke him and inspector his ass.
He shoots a pencil at you and it just flies past you. Okay. All right. Miffles. Anything you want Miffles to do?
There's so many stupid things I could do, but I think we're just gonna kill these guys, aren't we? We'll pay that before.
Oh no, the rubber band pencil launcher. That's what I always think of when I think of hand crossbows.
This is the hex.
Demo's about this big.
Little smiley faces for hex.
Yes, yeah, this guy is hex.
All right. Mivels is going to go over and give advantage to the first attack made against this guy. Let's get the spectre going.
I'm trying.
Let's get it done.
So now there's this flying cat buzzing around the guy's head, and
he's a rat.
Yeah.
So it's like primordial feelings. You sees it crawling around on the ground under the car. It's like he does the big ice thing. He's like, oh my god, there's a rat crawling around the ground.
Yeah, right, exactly. They both suffer atavistic terror and perfect. Okay. All right, so Miffles is flying around. All right, so Bryn, on your turn, you can reorient the car, but if you do nothing, if you want to use your action for something else, you will travel in this direction 100 feet, which will put you like right at you and everybody on the vehicle kind of about there. We'll jam you up in the corner.
And it's my action to turn, right?
I guess from here. Yeah, if you want to change course, which means if you want to go 50 feet away, turn around and go another 50 feet, that's a thing that you can do.
Yeah. I can use an action to propel the vehicle to its speed or bring it to a stop while it's moving. I can steer it along any course. Cool. So, I think you know what? Let's loop around. And keep us in javelin and various ranged attack ways.
Mm-hmm. Can you smush this guy against the side of his car?
Yeah, can I do with enough precision to just squish this guy?
Yeah, you got the wheels. They got spikes on them. You can like turn it and just be like.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna pull a freaking donut. We're gonna like.
Hell yeah!
That's what we're doing. Just donut. We're gonna donut for 100 feet around this vehicle.
So you're just ripping up the dirt, trying to
But my intention is to run this rat over.
Yeah, right. You want to hit that guy as you.
You know, if I can pull it off, I want to run.
Remember, the vehicle does get their attacks of opportunity are a thing. So if you leave the radius of now, when a vehicle is prone, does it say you can or can't use its weapons anymore?
Oh.
It's incapacitated.
I don't think it specifies. I feel like you're asking for too much precision.
No, it's incapacitated, which means that none of its stations function. So you're not at risk of getting the ball hit you or the javelins or anything like that.
Yeah. So I feel like staying here, like we do, 50 feet here, try and squish this rat, and then we start turning like here. So I don't think I'm gonna make this rat this turn.
Yeah. So I mean you don't start there, right? You start here.
Yeah.
So you want to go like
something like that.
There is where you'd end up.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's try and squish him.
Okay. So let me move you, and then everybody will have to move. Okay. Before I move you, I'm gonna figure out how running somebody over works. Okay.
Oh, it's on there. So crushing wheels. The demon grinder can move through the space of any large or smaller creature.
Okay.
When it does, they must succeed on a DC 11 Dex saving throw.
Okay. All right. So he's gonna try to throw himself aside. Saving throw. Here we go. Gets a 16.
No.
Oh, you want to use one of your things?
Yeah, I want to squish real bad.
Well, here's the thing. It takes bludgeoning damage.
But your vehicle is magic.
Vehicle's magical. Thank you.
It's a rat, so it's fine.
I would like if
even if it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to use it? Yeah, sure. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to replace his saving throw with a 2. So he does get hit by the wheels. I just really want it to happen.
4d10.
Oh, yeah. But again, the save doesn't matter. I rolled an int save for him, but it doesn't matter because the number he gets on the die is irrelevant.
Yeah, takes extra. He's not prone, right? He stood up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He takes 26 damage and is knocked prone.
He's dead.
He's super dead.
Cool.
Fucking mashed beneath the wheels of the death machine.
Good. I love
Bryn's
this.
like, oh no, the vehicle rolled over. I don't think she even realizes there's a were-rat there. She's just turning.
Oh yeah, you don't try and do it because it's my like divine magic that changes it. You're like going around, and I'm like, and then there's an alternate universe where the rat is like 5 feet over. So I'm like, that one.
All right. So this whole thing gets wheeled around, and I think I think Blue Jay November was there. Yeah, I think that's and then
I think I was there and he was the one forward.
I was not in
somewhere.
range of.
Yeah, you weren't in range of him, right?
He was
So
he was in between.
Yeah, he was there. Okay. Yeah. So you run around and then there's just chunks of bloody goo that just spray out the back of the vehicle as you tear around past it.
What was that?
Yeah.
Doesn't realize. Did I hit something?
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so this guy is prone too. Fantastic. All right. So, you want to do anything with your bonus action, Bryn?
I don't think so, because my bonus action would be like Icker, and I don't think we need that right now because they're not going very far.
Perfect. Okay. All right. November, it is your turn.
It's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, so there's this fella right next to me that just tried to attack me unsuccessfully.
Yes, Ragadrag is up on there and shouting and roaring.
Accidentally made my Zoom really loud. I'm going to attempt to use Thunderwave to push him off of the vehicle.
Oh, cool. Yeah, sure.
Except for he's going to have another turn to get back on it before we move, isn't he?
Yes. Weirdly, he will just run back up and jump on it, which we'll have to describe as something that actually makes sense. But
What's super great is I can take advantage of that the other way and get off this thing without having to make any checks.
I assume so. What I'm going to assume is that like within your movement of the vehicle, you're probably like grabbing, like if you blast him off and then on his turn he jumps back on, he probably just reaches out and grabs like a loose cable or something and like it goes flying off into the air and swings back around in the same way that you can. Like if you want to move and come back, like that sort of thing. Yeah. Consistent movement in any direction is not something that Dungeons and Dragons is designed to care about.
I'm gonna arrow Flynn my way onto this rat stab on my turn. That's my plan.
Hell chandelier.
Yeah.
All right, then instead I'm gonna try and give him disadvantage on his next attack. I'm gonna cast Frostbite on him.
Okay.
It's a DC 15 Constitution save.
Okay. He gets a 4.
Then he takes 8 cold damage and has disadvantage on his next attack.
Cool. Okay.
What next weapon attack roll. That'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. So the other werebores, they're gonna get up. They don't have the dodge action anymore. They might have to dash, but yeah, they're gonna run and jump onto your vehicle as you're like spinning around doing donuts. So this boar, let's see, he got up and he moved 1, so he moved 5 feet, so that's 20 feet. He's got another 10.
How did flipping their shit seem to end in a benefit to them?
Okay, so then he comes running. So as you peel around, this wereboar jumps up from the wreckage, and Sathra, you are now next to Sosorovo. He runs up and jumps and grabs the frame of the vehicle and pulls himself up on top of it. And then this dude, how many people can cram onto this thing?
Like 8?
Yeah, I think it's 8. Yeah, so 6. There's 2 more still. Okay, all right. So this guy, he's gonna go 5, 10, 15 as his get up and move.
Do you fucking dare?
And then another 15.
Oh.
Get him there. So he's got to take the dash action. Okay.
I was gonna squish that man.
All right. So the vehicle, Bryn, you feel like you're feeling every time someone jumps on it, like rattles and like the wheels dig into the surface a little harder. And yeah, it's kicking up dust behind you and kind of grinding through the ground. And probably there's like a meter of like weight that's like going up as these guys pour onto it. And then Lulu gets to go. And they're all in a line, so she's gonna fly over and she's gonna blast them all. So yeah, she flies over, and then the 2 werebores and Ragadraga have to make con saves at disadvantage. There's Ragadraga, and 1, and 2. Okay, they all fail. Can somebody roll for your vehicle, please?
I believe that
Lulu!
Yeah, so I can add my proficiency bonus to the.
It does. It needs to make a Constitution save. Yep.
Constitution
you get
save
your save
plus
bonus too.
my save.
It has
bonus.
0.
No, The constitution on the demon grinder is 18.
Yeah, grinders get 18.
Oh,
Yeah.
con. I was going to
And then add 3 to this.
Okay,
Which
so you
is my
make the
bonus.
saves.
26.
Okay,
Which
and
I guess-
then,
If I can also add my aura, it doesn't count as a creature, so I don't think so.
No. We
Yeah.
just
But
said
I'm
that last
making
time,
the
didn't we?
save. That's hard. This is weird.
Okay, so 4d8 plus 4 damage.
Don't do 20 damage, or I'm going to.
Only 15. Only 15. So the vehicle takes
None.
None.
It's half.
No. It's
It's half,
And
right?
it doesn't hit the.
that's right. It doesn't hit
threshold.
the threshold, so it takes no
It's
damage.
threshold.
Perfect. That's what you want. Okay. All right. So these nerds take 15 apiece. Okay. Cool. Radiant damage. So that's Lulu. All right.
Oh,
Sathra's like, if you steal my kill, I will kill you. Lulu."
you will be the spectre.
Okay. All right. So Srovo, it's your turn.
All right, sweet. Got any of these friends looking bloody? I look over, clambering up. Anybody taking a bunch of damage, or can I not kind of get that in the chaos?
Sorry, I was answering a question in chat. What was your question?
Do I see any of them looking bloodied? Just to.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't tell.
Okay, that's.
No, they're beat up, but yeah, you can't at this point. You can't tell if any of them are like that badly off. They're all hurt though and covered in sparkles multiple times over.
Yeah, exactly.
The one closest to you, this one is the most injured. I'll say that.
All right, let's go for a sweet wrecking ball maneuver and try and just goon this guy off the side.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you can use the wrecking ball on people on the vehicle. It has a range of 15 feet. You can't. You would be attacking inside. Yeah, the wrecking ball can't be used on people who are on the vehicle.
If I clambered over to the chomper, could I use it?
Again, this is the question, right?
Because it's at the front, isn't it?
Because like if you're holding a knife and somebody is inside your stomach, you can't attack them with your knife unless you penetrate your own guts.
What a strange analogy.
Well, I was just thinking about creature scale, right? Like technically tiny creatures, what's the precedent? If a tiny creature is occupying the same space as you can attack them.
You can, yeah.
Yeah. Up to you. I'll be happy with
feel,
whichever way you-
But
Like,
they're
I-
not a
I could-
swarm though, remember. They're not tiny, they're regular size.
There is something to be said that like this isn't a vehicle in the traditional sense. So
Yeah.
maybe you couldn't attack someone if they were in one of the stations, but these people are like hanging on the outside a la Mad Max.
I think
so-
the ruling has to just be you can attack anything in the red like bubble, but not
Also
stuff
fair,
that's
too.
on the vehicle. Because then it makes it you have to push them off first and then hit them. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think if we just apply that, then it applies to the javelins, the grappler, the other thing. I don't think that worked. I think it's just
Totally
better
fine.
that way. Yeah.
Okay. So from my little seat, I'm probably just going to shoot a lovely little chromatic orb at this friend.
Okay.
See how my spell slots are doing.
Get him.
I should have one extra of those. There you go, me saying that it didn't quite update. What third level spells have I used? None. Okay, sweet. I'll cast it at third level. And we'll do... gosh. We don't have any... Let's do lightning. I've been on a bit of a lightning kick
Okay.
recently.
And who are you shooting it at? Just
The-
this one.
Yeah, the most damage guy.
Okay.
We've got a 19.
Nice.
to
Yeah,
hit.
no problem.
All right, sweet deal. Cost level 3.
Seriously?
So 21 points of lightning damage.
Wow, these guys have terrible armor class. Okay, all right. So you deal, and it deals full damage. So you take 17, and then another 4 from the higher level cast. Okay, cool. So Sathra, the guy on top of it, the one that just ran and grabbed and jumped on as you were going by, he gets struck by a ball of lightning, and electricity zaps through him. And yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else, Sosrovo?
No, that's it for me. Thank you.
All right, Sathra.
Nothing will get in the way of my plan. Misty Step, kill rat.
Okay.
I don't even think you have to Misty Step. You can walk over there.
No, I can't.
Tax of
Take a
opportunity.
tax of opportunity from the board.
Yeah, so it's much
Right?
easier. To just...
If I Misty Step, I can just cut his stupid head off.
What I imagine here is that all of this action is happening while Bryn is drifting the grinder, right? So you're traveling at the same speed, but because you're traveling in this kind of parabola, everything slows down and people are able to jump off and then meet it at the other end of the parabola as it rips around.
I mean, I think the thing to remember with like the 6 seconds, it's not actually that those things are happening sequentially. It's that they're all taking place within the 6 seconds, and we're looking at like minute differences of when they start.
It's a thing. It's a thing that's been.
Think of that.
It's a thing that's been confusing about the way turn-based combat works. Literally forever. Yeah, it's very
16.
strange.
The 16
20.
hit him.
It does. Yes.
Or advantage 20.
Yeah, 20.
13 damage.
All right, he's dead.
Yes.
Spectre!
And from his body arises a spooky specter, as per the monster manual.
Okay.
Let me link the ability so that you know what we're doing here.
Are they spelled weird in this version? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
I'm like, why can't I find
They're
Spectre?
spelled the American stupid way rather than the English correct
Spectre
way.
ends.
Spectre?
Yeah, Spectre ends with
What's
an
the
E and an R, just not in that order.
Spectre. Is this like theater and theatre?
Le Spectre.
So, to fully explain, this specter gets temporary hit points equal to half my warlock level, so 4, I guess 3.
Okay.
And it also gains bonus to its attack rolls equal to my charisma, which is +5.
Nice.
So it has a +5 on top of
Super
whatever
specter.
it usually has. And it just, rises out of the body of the were-rat and obeys my verbal commands.
Excellent. All right, cool.
Um,
a Hell Spectre.
Now, since I Misty Stepped here, I can still move. So
Yeah.
Misty Step
1,
was a bonus
2,
action?
Yeah.
Okay. And how often can you do the Spectre thing?
Once per long rest.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm back in my place. I greatsword the shit out of the boar next to me.
Right, because you have 2 attacks.
Uh-huh.
Do you move Hex?
I can't because bonus action
Is it
dictates
bonus
that it's
action?
already been.
Sorry.
I already Misty Step to do that, so I can't.
Makes sense.
18
Okay, yep, that's definitely a hit.
for 12 damage on the
Nice.
this boar.
Not dead, but he's damn close.
The Spectre needs its own initiative as well.
Yes, yeah,
It
and
will
I'll do
act
that
on
before you
its
move
own.
on.
It's a Spectre, but it's jacked as fuck.
Okay, cool. All right, so Ragadraga is going to. He turns to the other ones and he says, "Right, you boys take them out. I'm on the driver." And he goes like this, and then like that, and right next to you, Bryn, a big old boar jumps into the seat. You get your attack of opportunity on him.
Yeah.
So Ragadraga jumps into the passenger seat, and he looks at you, and he's like, "Nice ride," and then swings his maul. But first, November gets a shot on him.
I was on the harpoon gun.
Yeah.
Is that what I attack of opportunity with?
No.
No,
But
we're
you
not
can
allowed
attack
to
with whatever
targets
you're.
with that.
I assume you have another weapon like
I do.
on the seat, so I'll let you attack with that. So
Okay.
you just grab it, and hit him with your quarterstaff.
Okay. I will.
I feel like he's slightly higher than you.
My
so you're just-
quarterstaff's a bit long to be a grabbing weapon for this situation, so I probably would have
That's
had my
fine.
scimitar next to me.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Unfortunately, he's going to be immune to whatever you do.
Oh, that's true. Even if you hit him, yeah. Okay. So yeah, you slash at him as he goes by, and then the wereboar that's in front of you, he's like, "Don't you worry your pretty head about him. I'm your problem now." And he like snarls at you and snorts. And Ragadraga jumps in here. He has disadvantage on his first swing on Bryn. So.
I'm gonna assume I don't have my shield.
That's right.
so-
Yeah, you don't have your shield, and now both of you are sharing the cover of the little compartment.
Cool.
So yeah, he's gonna take a swing in on you.